It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, welcome back in. Massive week. March Madness is here. We'll be watching it alongside the Buckeyes. Yes, disappointing, but is anybody really shocked? We'll discuss it. The snubs have been out there. We'll talk about the teams that possibly have a case. It is Rothman and Ice. Your face is my case. The Iceman to my right, CB behind the glass. Boys, it's our last 2-hour journey.
Yeah, this is it, man. You know, some people maybe they live in a world of no face, no case. You know, do some research on that. Not on work computers.
No, wait a minute. Hang on.
No face, no case.
Okay.
When it comes to maybe some pictures that are floating out there on the internet. I'm feeling good today, man.
I understand it now.
I'm feeling good today. Yes, we got
not a bad defense either.
We got a fun day ahead, fun night ahead for us wrestling fans. WWE Monday Night Raw is in Germany right now, AR. So that's kicking off in a couple hours. John Cena's turning heel. His first promo's coming at us. So that's going to be crazy. You and I will be at the Jackets game tonight, bringing the positive Rothman and Ice curse over there, because with us in the building,
reverse the curse.
Hopefully they'll get it done because they've been struggling. But right here in my hand, we got a goodie to hand away, because Skyline is a great place for lunch and dinner. If you're on the run, you can always pull in to the Skyline drive-thru, enjoy a couple of cheese conies or a Skyline three-way. Always makes the day a lot better. Feeling good at Skyline time. We are giving away a $50 gift card to Skyline Chili today, so stick with us. Next couple hours, going to throw that thing at you if you're interested.
I think if I made a deal with them, lifetime supply of oyster crackers, I think I might be able to just live off it.
You are a big fan of those.
There's something about those that I can't get enough of. So I've already downed a few packs. So if a couple of bags are missing and they just have the cheese, then so be it.
Yes.
Snooze, you lose.
St. Patty's Day out there, they dropped off some chili with some green noodles, so that is quite the experience.
That I didn't notice.
People been getting after that today. And also, just, hey, be safe out there today, folks. It's St. Patty's Day. I get everybody wants to have a good time, but hop in that Uber, hop in that Lyft, and get to where you're going and back home safely and pop a few for your boy, but do it responsibly.
All right, we'll be at the Jackets tonight, and it will be a very interesting game because they've been shut out twice. Yeah, that's right. Last 2 games, no goals. It's been a very odd time because they have been so good on their home ice. It looks like Jet Greaves is getting the call in the cage tonight for the Jackets against Jake Allen of the Devils. Big game. Allen's been good. He's been real good. And so this is going to be another massive test for the Jackets tonight. And it's going to be one of those deals where you're starting to feel like, and we had Zach on, and you know my whole phrase, once they went from could to should, things they ramp up a little bit. I'm not saying they're wilting to the pressure. They've been playing some good teams. They've ran into some good goaltenders.
Oh, yeah.
And they're not cashing in on the power play. So this is where they are right now. They are outside looking in. First time in a long time that they've been outside the playoffs looking in. The Devils, it doesn't really matter who's in front of them now. They need 2 points. They've lost 3 in a row. The teams above them are winning. Ottawa's on fire, and they got a little help last night with the Rangers losing. Canadians are playing very good hockey, and really they're just looking up at a couple teams. It's very much within reach. They just have to get it going tonight at home. They really do. Everybody knows that. We're running out of games, and so they get Florida in here next. That's no easy task. They'll have to go on the road, some winnable games, but you do not want to put yourself too far behind where then you get to the last 5-6 games and they all become must-wins then.
Time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Came out of 4 Nations looking good. Vibes were very high. We highlighted the stretch run, as did a lot of people when it comes to the schedule. That, you know, you're going up against some of the big dogs around the sport. So it was a measuring stick period of time. And now here they are needing to figure something out. So the goaltending situation you mentioned, we shall see what that brings to the team. But the power play thing has really jumped out to me recently, and how they're leaving some meat on the bone there, right? And that's just where you have to cash in and make teams pay when you have that advantage. So on a 3-game slide here, they've been good at home for the majority of this season. Hopefully they wake up today feeling better about what they can do tonight, especially with you in the building. You know, you're the Hockey and Hounds king. They got to bring it for AR tonight up in that suite, baby. So, no, I'm looking forward to it, but Yeah, AR, it is getting down to that portion of time to where the pressure gets louder and louder and everything just becomes heavier when you're a team like the Jackets that are scratching and clawing to get into the postseason in that wild card realm of the standings right now. So just handling business on home ice, you got to start there. But when they go away, again, that's where they got to make up some of this ground that they've lost over the last few games.
They're a dog on their home ice, so it fits the Hockey and Hounds. They are a dog tonight at home, which is kind of rare for them lately. So we'll see if they can put it together tonight and find a way. Maybe that Russian line just clicks up top now. I'm kind of liking that. I'm already thinking maybe I just go for the value. Maybe we light a fire under Chinnikov tonight. Maybe he scores first goal at 25-1.
Okay.
Wouldn't mind that at all. All right, so this isn't about snubs. There are teams, Maddie, that are more worthy than Ohio State. Maybe a couple. It's not a huge landslide. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to go crazy, except I'm going to get your guys' opinion on something that's been floating out there. This happens a lot when you have committees and you have people that are associated with the schools involved, because you start thinking about North Carolina getting in. This isn't going to be a fight. I'm not saying this. I'm not fighting for Indiana. I'm not fighting for West Virginia. I'm not fighting for Ohio State. I'm just putting North Carolina under the scrutiny that they need to be under right now. Because you could have taken any one of those three, and I would have been okay with it.
Yep.
West Virginia, Ohio State, IU.
Me too.
Taking any one of them, I would have been fine with it. Ohio State beat, 6-11 quad one. IU was 4-13. West Virginia was 6-10. The point being, when you compare that to North Carolina, 1-12 against quad ones, I think they only beat one tournament team in UCLA. And all of a sudden, I'm thinking, CB, correct me if I'm wrong. Did Ohio State beat 4 tournament teams? Texas, Maryland, Purdue, Kentucky. Does that sound right?
Immediately, yes, that does sound right.
Yeah, I think they only have, but the point is, they have 4 wins over current tournament teams. Indiana beat Michigan State on the road. They're a 2 seed. Mm-hmm. They beat Purdue on the road. That's a 4 seed. And like I said, I'm not crying for them because they really didn't have any other non-conference, any other big wins. West Virginia beat the Zags. They beat Arizona on neutral. They won at Allen Fieldhouse. They beat KU. They beat Iowa State. How in the world,
I don't know,
is Carolina in? And here's the conspiracy, and I want you to consider this.
The brand thing? That conversation coming up again? I've seen that out there.
It's not the brand. It has nothing to do with the brand. It has to do with a guy named Bubba. So Bubba Cunningham is the AD at Carolina. He's the chair of the committee. Mm-hmm. Now, he said last night that, of course, factually, I'm not allowed in the room when we discuss Carolina. But you are when they're discussing the other bubbles. You are. Mm-hmm. And this is what's been floating around. I want to ask you guys, A, if you believe it's true, and B, are you buying into it? Bubba Cunningham receives an additional 1 month of his salary. 1 month if Carolina makes the tournament. His salary, his contract per year is $1.25 million, which means $104,166.67 is going into Bubba's account.
Okay, Bubba.
Because North Carolina made the tournament. They made the dance, as I mentioned, over West Virginia, 6 quad 1 wins. Ohio State, 6 quad 1 wins. Indiana, 4 quad 1 wins. By the way, here's the other thing for Indiana. 0 losses outside quad 1. Mm. And then you have North Carolina. 1-12, quad 1, only win UCLA.
It ain't right.
Who's in the tournament is what, CB, a 10?
It's not right. It's not right.
Something smells fishy, Maddie.
It definitely does.
There's some tuna.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that for sure. Did you see what the governor of West Virginia had to say? He tweeted out today, I am joining apparently the Attorney General for West Virginia to announce actions against the National Corrupt Athletic Association. There was a live stream apparently that was supposed to start at 1 o'clock. I have not seen.
Ongoing right now.
It's ongoing right now. So the governor of West Virginia and the Attorney General as well are over there banging the table and letting the world know that the NCAA, or as he puts it, the National Corrupt Athletic Association, they got it wrong, and they did get it wrong.
So real quick, on the podium that he's standing at right now, the governor of West Virginia, there is a sign on it that's in like the font and color of the NCAA sign or signage, and it says National Corrupt Athletic Association.
So
I love this.
Here,
This is crazy.
So here,
and I'm here
I
for
mean,
it.
how bad are the optics, as they say?
They're bad.
Now, I don't know if that contractual thing is true. I'm buying that it is because it would make sense that he might have that incentive as the AD. Hey, we'll all share in the success. Just get in the dance. Right. But here's the deal, and here's why you can't go nuts about it. Because we're still talking about the last team in the field, and Ohio State did not help their case. They have a better resume. Like I said, I would go to bat for any of those three: West Virginia, Ohio State, IU over Carolina. If it was any one of them, I would have been okay with it, and I wouldn't have been saying what I'm saying now. But the fact that the worst team in the metrics that they've created gets in, and their AD is a chair of the committee, it looks bad. It smells bad. It doesn't pass any test, in my humble estimation. The only reason we're not going to go crazy about it is because Indiana, Ohio State, and West Virginia aren't world beaters, and they're not teams that people are going to go to the end of the world for. The problem is this comes down to deserving, not about how far they'll go or who they'll win or whether they'll win a play-in. You deserve an at-bat, you should get an at-bat.
100%. And for Ohio State, you had your opportunities to handle business, right? And so when you lose 5 of your last 7, the way that they did, the timing is horrible on that front. And so those other 3 teams absolutely have a case. North Carolina, the quad 1 record is horrendous. And for me, it's a head scratcher. And it just, like you said, it smells very fishy. And we just got to deal with it at this point. But the Tar Heels can't bang the table and absolutely make a case that they should be in over the 3 teams that we've been talking about. That's for sure.
I am not telling you that Ohio State got snubbed. You can't get cracked at home by Northwestern and then lose that pivotal game in Indiana against a team you're fighting with on the bubble and think you're going to have it over them. The difference is that Ohio State beat 4 teams that are in this thing. Carolina beat 1. That's it.
The math ain't math.
It isn't. And I know it's body of work, but it comes down to some key metrics, and they have them, and North Carolina doesn't, and their guy is very close to this thing. So, Bubba, you got some splaining to do. All right, we're going to come back, Maddie. Big news last night with the Bengals and whether it's enough. What are they going to do on the other side? We'll tell you the details next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Head to 971thefan.com to listen on demand and subscribe to all our podcasts. Wasting time has never been easier. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Every great team needs a playmaker, a secret weapon, an MVP, like Caster Connection. Our industrial casters and wheels give your business the ultimate assist, improving mobility, efficiency, and safety. Whether you're moving carts, racks, or heavy equipment, we set you up for the win. Don't get benched by bad wheels. Go to casterconnection.com to shop online or to work with our industry-leading caster solution specialists. Caster Connection keeps your business in motion.
Ever wonder where your go-to maintenance person gets the metal products they need to fix yours and everyone else's problems? The best in the business go to Metal Supermarkets for their wide variety of metal products and shapes to tackle projects from simple to complex. Metal Supermarkets is your source for all metals cut to size and ready fast. No minimum order with maximum service. Visit the family-owned franchise on North Wilson Road or at Columbus at metalsupermarkets.com.
March is on at Lindsay Honda.
Shoot your shot and save.
It's madness. You get to choose your finance rate on over 600 new Lindsay Hondas. 0%, 1.9, 2.9, and up to a full 60 months long. And no trade-in required. This deal works with 0 down. March is on at Lindsay Honda. Save with rates as low as 0% at lindsayhonda.com.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference.
See lindsayhonda.com for details.
It's been a great run. Care Heating and Cooling has achieved goals I could only imagine 30 years ago. But now it's time for the next generation to take over. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, as Care grew over the years, you had many opportunities to sell Care to one of the big conglomerates that are buying companies all over Central Ohio. So tell our customers why you decided to keep Care in the family.
After talking about Care's values for over 30 years, I couldn't bear the thought of Care becoming the kind of company I was warning our customers about. I know the two of you will continue to treat our customers as I would, with honesty and integrity.
We will, Dad. In 2024, Care was awarded a BBB Torch Award for Ethics and was named the Lennox Partner of the Year. You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
The Reds are on 1460 ESPN Columbus and the Fans HD2. Opening days on the horizon. Catch Terry Francona and the Redlegs as they open the season against the Giants.
Live coverage starts Thursday the 27th at 3:40.
The Fan.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
That storm system is now pulling off to the east. In its wake will be some much colder weather out there today. Temperatures will be only in the 40s this afternoon. Don't like the cold? Look no further than tomorrow. It'll be near 70 both Tuesday and Wednesday. Sunshine today, sunshine again tomorrow. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
You're listening to Rothman and Ice, the #1 rated midday show in Columbus.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, this may restore some Bengals fans' faith in their squad, their ownership a little bit. You asked me last week what I would have given T. Higgins, and I think I was working somewhere in the vicinity of under 30 a year. And if he got, and I believe that he wanted 30, and that's what was going to keep this thing a problem. But it looks like that the fact that they gave him 2 years guaranteed, so he's going to have 1 year guaranteed this year anyway, you know, just playing on the tag, but there'd be nothing after that. So we know why he wanted more. And so it looks like he got $115 million divided by 4 seasons. Is that right?
Right around 28.
It seems like
28 a year.
That seems right. So all of a sudden, yep, almost 29. So he got really close. And we know that what Chase got, the massive contract for $161 over 4 years with $112 guaranteed. So he's the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. The Higgins deal actually could get to 30 with some other incentives, which would make him a top 5 paid receiver in the NFL. So let's think about this for a second. Joe Burrow, 55. What are we putting at Chase's 40? So if we go 55 plus 40, and then we'll put T at 29, or let's say 30. That's unbelievable. The fact that they're paying $125 million a season for 3 guys means that the 3 of them, the 3 amigos, the 3 best friends that anyone could have, are going to make $7.3 million per game.
It's pretty wild.
And they are all on one side of the ball.
Yeah, and it's going to be an absolute show for years to come on that side of the ball. There's no denying it. When you look at the future of this offense and where it's headed, with the likes of the 3 guys that you're talking about, what they have in Chase Brown as a young running back, you re-sign Mike Gesicki, who is a nice option for them a year ago, 3rd on the team in receiving yards. He signs a multi-year deal. So you're talking Higgins, Chase, Joey B, Mike Gesicki, and Chase Brown for the next few years are going to put out one of the best offenses in the sport. There's just no denying it. This past year, wide receiver, of all the wide receiver duos in the sport, T and Jamar were the only 2 that ranked in the top 10 of receiving touchdowns. 17 for Chase, 1st in the league. T. Higgins had 10. That was tied for 6th in the league. We've seen this for years. We know what it is. When those guys are healthy and they're out there with number 9 at center, there's only so much you can do. There's not a whole bunch of defenses that have shown that they can slow these guys down consistently. So the bet that you're making, if you're Duke Tobin, if you're Mike Brown, and credit to the front office while we brought those names up, for doing something that they rarely ever do in the history of this franchise, and it's guaranteeing the money that they guarantee to these guys. They have turned a new leaf down there in Cincinnati, so credit to them, because this type of stuff could potentially haunt you in the future if you didn't take care of these guys because of what Joey B was demanding. And he was out there publicly making it known, hey, I want these guys attached to me for the next few years. And the front office responded the right way, in my opinion. Because if this did not work out the way that it just worked out over the last 24 hours, you could be talking about in a couple years a disgruntled quarterback who wants his way out of Cincinnati, and they've seen that movie before with Carson Palmer. In my opinion, they learned from that mistake. So credit to them for doing that. So if you want to be the Philadelphia Eagles, which is the bet I think they're making right here, what this does is applies so much pressure to your front office to hit on draft picks, because that's what's going to have to happen. You're not going to be able to go out and spend a whole bunch of money over the next couple of years and bring in big-time free agents on the defensive side of the ball. And that was part of the equation for the Philadelphia Eagles this year, was getting the likes of some of those young guys on defense, Quinyon Mitchell from Toledo, at corner, and some of those timely free agent signings that they made, in a Zach Bond, who turned out to be a top 5 guy in the Defensive Player of the Year category. That's what's going to have to happen now, because there's no doubt that's still the elephant in the room, AR. They're going to have, to me, a top 5 offense every year for the next handful of years, but on defense, what are we going to get? And now this starts with the front office to help build that side of the ball.
I was going to say, when you said they're going to have a top 5 offense with the ball, I thought you were going to say, and maybe the 38th ranked defense. But wait a minute, there aren't 38 teams in the NFL. Well, we're just going to throw a few in there because they'll be even worse than the fictitious defenses.
We'll see.
Spending on offense is the way to win in the NFL. Now, they didn't prove that this year. They didn't. But I think overall, now, to win a Super Bowl, you better be complimentary like the Eagles are. And if the Bengals are planning on winning every game 39-38, good luck to you. I feel like someone's got to tell them that there's defense in this league too. And I'm not saying it didn't make sense to sign Higgins. He's 26. He's almost got to a 1K receiving mark in 4 of his 5 NFL seasons. He's been to 1,000 yards twice. He's hit double-digit touchdowns. He's got a great quarterback. Well, he hit double-digit touchdowns last year. That was probably the first time. But, I mean, we know Chase is the alpha in the passing game, but T has been able to make a lot of people pay. When you try to double Chase, he makes guys pay as the 1A. So this was never about not wanting him. Now, if he was asking for money, if he was asking for mid-30s or something crazy, or thinking he was better than Chase or as good as Chase, then you got to go out and try to get it. Then he could have gone out and tried to get it, and but they tagged him again, and so he knew he was set for this year. But I think this does restore my faith. I wonder if it restores Bengals' faith that they will spend. And now we shift the if there is a negative side to it, it's, well, you just paid, like we said, $125 million.
Yeah.
Quarterbacks, that has to be paid.
Mm-hmm.
And Chase is good enough to be the one. But when you give the second receiver $30 million a year, you're basically saying we're leaning into our strength and we're going to make it that tough. And we, like you said, and this is probably the key thing. I mean, imagine if you're Al Golden. Like, I hope you're not setting my expectations too crazy.
Well, Al Golden is hoping, along with the front office, that Trey Hendrickson, now that he's gotten permission to seek out a trade, goes out on the market and realizes there's not a team out there that's going to want to pay me $30+ million at 30+ years old. And that's now what Duke Tobin and Mike Brown and everybody in that front office, they're praying that he doesn't get that out there on the market. Because if Trey Hendrickson has to come crawling back and he's going to, take a $25 million deal, whatever that's going to look like, that's going to be obviously a big win for him, is getting him back and having him hopefully lead a defense that will be a lot better. But as far as the commitment that the front office made, I just want to give them credit for doing that because they really changed how they went about things. They don't do this. And now they're showing Joey B and these guys a lot of respect, and now it's on them to execute at a high level the way that they have in previous years.
It's changed the narrative a little bit for them.
No doubt.
Because I think this is an upset to some regard that no Bengal fan thought they'd really do it. They had him tagged. They had him good to go, and they decided to invest in him for 4 years. All right. If you want to invest in yourself for years to come, then I recommend going to Low T Center. And go to lowtcenter.com right now and book your appointment today, if you're a guy, to have your T levels tested. You've been curious. You're probably wondering why you've lost some energy, you've lost some muscle mass. It may be aging. It could be something going on with the testosterone level. And Low T Center is the place to find out. It's a simple test. They have an on-site lab. You'll get your results back right there. And they have more than a decade of experience helping patients. And this is the super important part of it. Their personal treatment plans are optimized for every patient. So it's not just basic standard dosage and they boot you out the door. They're going to help you. They're going to guide you. They'll teach you about this. For current patients, you know what I'm talking about. And if you are a current patient, Low T Center offers you a $150 referral credit for every new patient that you refer. Get your health evaluated there. You can get a treatment for prescription GLP-1 weight loss medications. The most important thing is the first step. LowTCenter.com. Book your appointment. LowTCenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare. We come back with Sam Brookhouse, Sumer Sports. Was that an insane amount of money to pay just 3 guys? We'll ask him next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi, golf's newest league. It's sharp and it's electric. How is it sharp? How is it electric? Good questions. Try this on for size. 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime, forcing, playoffs on the line, golf. With 24 of the best players from the PGA Tour. Split into 6 teams. Atlanta, Boston, Jupiter, LA, New York, and the Bay. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. Tune in every week for TGL matches, only on ESPN. Keep up. It's golf.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived, the only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, and hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Skyline is celebrating St. Paddy's Day for 2 days this year. Come enjoy your favorite 3, 4, or 5-way with green noodles, March 16th and 17th only. The only place to get your green ways is at participating Skyline locations.
Sometimes you don't realize something was bothering you
until it's gone.
That's how you're going to feel
after we work our magic at your house.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Like Yoda, Rothman will limp onto the golf course, talk about how stiff his back is, wonder how he can even make it through a hole, and then proceed to kick your ass. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, Bengals break the bank. 4 years, $161 with Jamar Chase. 4 years, $115 with T. You know, the quarterback's already getting the double nickel, which seems like somewhat a bargain in this day and age. But as we mentioned, $125 million a year breaks down to about a little over $7 million and change to 3 guys per Sunday afternoon. And our man, Sam Brookhouse, is with us now, Sumer Sports, and he's with us on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fangast Hotline. Sam, welcome back, my man.
I'm glad to be back, and man, it's going to be fascinating to see how they manage the full team. But I got to say, I love watching those 3 players you just mentioned play together, and it's going to be exciting to watch them remain in Cincinnati.
Yeah, it's an incredible trio, right? And it's very dangerous. Could be the best duo, the best trio if you add the quarterback. But we saw this last year a lot. We saw them try to win games 38-35 and outscore their opponent, and then the best defense is a great offense. So give me your take. Is it just you would lean into this as a strength? You would have made this deal as well?
So here's kind of the first portion of it is it's very difficult to get that level of wide receiver, even as so far as T. Higgins, who I wrote about midseason as a potential wide receiver 1 option for a lot of teams, especially given the deal that he ended up getting, very similar to Devontae Smith and Nico Collins' contract is what it ended up around. And I felt it was a good move, but rarely, if ever, can you find wide receivers like that on the open market. You really have to go through the draft. And I think they just evaluated what has been done in the past. The Eagles have a very similar situation to this where they're paying A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Jalen Hurts a lot. And then they think they can go draft the other core positions, particularly on the defensive side of the ball, where they struggled a lot last year.
Let's talk about Trey Hendrickson, right? Because now Cincinnati, they've got to deal with that, and they've given him permission to go out there and find a trade partner. When you look at Trey Hendrickson, if you were, whatever team out there you think would be a good fit for him, what would you be willing to give up to acquire Trey Hendrickson and where he's at in his career?
So he's fascinating, both from the old school scouting side, the general managers that we have working here at Sumer Sports, and the data side, like I like to watch, because, yes, he almost did win the Defensive Player of the Year award last year, but what did that do for the Bengals, really? He's not a guy like the Myles Garretts or the Micah Parsons who you can build around a whole defense, and regardless of who's there, they're still going to be good. The Cleveland Browns weren't that good in the win column last year, but you look at some of their statistics, they were in the top 10 in success rate on a play-by-play basis, mostly because of what Myles Garrett was doing on a play-by-play basis. So I think there is a tier below that Trey Hendrickson sits in the edge market. I think you're probably going to be looking at 2 day 2 picks. That's about what players of that caliber have gone for. It's just tough from, both the trading team side and from the Bengals side, because you're talking about a player who's going into his early to mid 30s. You're talking about a guy who is probably more of a designated pass rusher long term than just being an all around edge rusher defensive lineman. And I think his particular situation, given the Bengals have invested in the offense now, it's just a very unique NFL situation that a lot of teams don't find themselves in.
Sam, yeah, and just to kind of take you back to the finances of it all, and we get caught up in this too, and I want to be very clear. So when people talk about, the cap that they're spending on these 3 guys across these 3 players and the percentage of their cap, it's much different than the cap hit, right? Like the annual value those are different calculations. So while you have, Burrow's average annual value is 55, but the cap hit's probably in the mid 40s, and T's will be less. So when people are kind of calling this move kind of lunacy because they're spending like close to half their cap on these three guys. It does calculate differently, correct?
Right. So if I'm the Bengals, my chief worry is not the cap. And this is the way it has been historically for them. We've seen the Saints and the Eagles and the Browns year over year get around the cap in order to keep their guys. The biggest problem for the Bengals is the cash. You know, they typically do not like to guarantee cash money past the first year. They broke slightly from that with Burrow. I haven't seen the full details as they've come out. We're going to have to wait for them on the Higgins and the Chase deal, but they typically like to keep all of that guaranteed cash in the first year. And as a result, you have to end up paying up big time in the first year, a big lump sum of cash so that you can then spread it across on the flip side on the cap table there. And so, you know, they can figure it out if they want to keep all these guys in terms of the cap. I'm more worried about the budgetary element of it and what the constraints on Duke Tobin and his team are on the cash outlay side, the true business side.
Sam, we had a lot of movement last week, right, with free agency opening, and it was a lot of fun to see, you know, guys going to new teams and things like that. What was your favorite free agent move that also kind of pairs with you thinking that guy will be very impactful for his new team?
You know, you got to talk about free agency, but I also do want to highlight, and this was my favorite move, the Commanders going out and getting Laramie Tunsil was very intriguing to me because there's three main ways to add players in the National Football League. There's free agency, there's the draft, and then there's trades, which typically come at a very high premium. But what I was interested in is the Commanders, who are a pretty analytical organization. You know, Dan Quinn has been in Super Bowls and has coached really high-level people over there at the Cowboys. Adam Peters, same thing at the general manager position coming from San Francisco. They have both a quality culture understanding, a quality analytics understanding, and a quality coaching on the field, scouting, old school type understanding. And their evaluation, which seemed to be that the free agency class was not going to have any difference makers, and the draft may also not have any difference makers. So let's use that capital, that money, and our draft capital to go out and get two former Pro Bowlers in Deebo Samuel and Laramie Tunsil was really fascinating to me to see how one of the sharper organizations, or at least how we look at them, felt that the best way to use capital was through trades, which is very rare in the National Football League and probably tells us something about the free agency projections of some of these guys and the draft projections of some of these guys.
All right, Sam, help me make sense of how the Falcons are handling their quarterback situation, because I was fully convinced that Cousins would be gone, and now he's past the deadline of the roster bonus, so he gets $10 million more to what he's already getting, and the Falcons would take a massive dead money hit if they released him, which they keep insisting they're not going to, or they're going to have him as one of the highest paid backups we've ever seen.
It's a very interesting approach, but I got to say, as an analyst, we've kind of been hoping someone would attempt this at some point, and frankly, I think the Giants are probably also in a situation to do something like this in the next year or two, and that's really invest a lot of money and draft capital at the same time at the quarterback position. The Falcons are set up uniquely to support that. They have Bijan Robinson. They have Darnell Mooney. They have Kyle Pitts. They have Drake London. They have a pretty good offensive line. They're set up to basically be a playground for a quarterback. Last year, they went ahead and invested the money in Cousins, and they went ahead and spent the top pick on Michael Penix. And now they kind of sit in this limbo. But here's what I thought the evaluation was. You mentioned that $10 million figure. How much is it worth if Michael Penix, who has a history of injury, though he's been quite healthy in the last couple of years, goes down? How much is it worth for your team to be stable? And I think clearly the way that Terry Fontenot and the Atlanta Falcons are valuing it, it's greater than $10 million. And moreover, perhaps they think, whether it's at the deadline or at the draft time or in the offseason, they may be able to go ahead and trade Kirk Cousins for draft capital. I think those two evaluations mixed together may be worth more than $10 million in their view, despite the, we were talking about cash with the Bengals, the tough cash pill to swallow there.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, and I'll leave it on this. If Penix starts every game this season and doesn't get injured, and I know that's a big if, the Atlanta Falcons will have paid Kirk Cousins $100 million for 14 starts. Let that sink in for a little bit as a sunken cost. It's crazy.
It's very true, but if Michael Penix wins 13 games, I don't think anybody's going to care.
You're right. It's not their money. It's not their fans' money. You're right.
Right.
How much would you pay for a victory? Sam, great stuff as always, man. Be well. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank y'all so much.
Sam Brookhouse, Sumer Sports, on the Brian Heating Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. It's just weird.
Yeah, it is.
It's weird.
It's strange, but like Sam was saying, if they hit on Michael Penix, this will all be something that just fades away and goes into the wind. And I think they have a chance of doing that because what Penix was in college, what he looked like in flashes last year, it definitely seems like they found something with the young core playmakers that they have as well. But just that whole scenario, AR, was a head scratcher, right? The money that they immediately handed to Cousins, then the draft pick of Penix. Certain franchises, you get caught in that window of time to like, we have to find our guy, and you do desperate things sometimes. They did that, and maybe that'll pay off for them because I think they do have their quarterback of the future in the lefty in Penix.
Well, it's a pretty damn big insurance policy, and even worse, if Penix has a bad game or throws a bad pass or picks six, now he's looking over his shoulder. So now you're not developing your guy anymore, and now there will be calls for Cousin Kirk to go back in there.
What it also is as well for the Falcons front office is a guy, you have an asset that teams could want if their guy goes down, right? Like you have Kirk waiting in the wings as one of the more attractive options at quarterback that could be had.
They're running fantasy football there at Atlanta.
Yeah.
They're stashing him. We'll come back with a Buckeye Bulletin. Ryan Day beginning spring practice, and the evaluation of the QBs starts now. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Unlike your deadbeat uncle, we'll never leave you stranded in a ditch when you were 6. This promo may have been a touch too specific. The Fan.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
We've lowered prices. You can save 15% or more on hundreds of items like Thomas Mini Bagels, Campbell's SpaghettiOs, and more. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Bobby Carpenter here for Germain Toyota. Swing by Germain Toyota and ask for Marcello and discover unbeatable deals and a wide selection of new and certified pre-owned Toyota vehicles. Visit them at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
When you reach for UDF's new pizza, you're getting more than just a quick slice. You're getting family recipe focaccia dough, handcrafted in our bakery. You're biting into a hot, crispy crust. You're tasting delicious sauce and loads of meaty, cheesy flavor. You might even be burning the roof of your mouth on that first bite, but that's okay. It's a good burn. UDF makes more than just pizza. We make pizza for you. New Sicilian-style pizza from United Dairy Farmers at participating locations. UDF, made for you.
They say great customer service is a thing of the past, but not at Newman Roofing. Quality products, expert installers, and a team you can trust is the core foundation at Newman Roofing. Call 614-NEW-ROOF today to have your roofing, siding, or gutters replaced this spring, or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
1-800-GOT-JUNK makes space for possibilities.
When our clean, shiny truck arrives, it's the sign of a new beginning, a clean start, a breath of fresh air.
All the animals start giggling, a rainbow appears, and music fills the air.
Your best friend calls with happy news. Every table has fresh flowers on it, and your nights are full of candlelight.
We bring the springtime.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Hey guys, it's Timmy Hall, and it is my time of year. And when it comes to college basketball and March Mania, you got to expect one thing: the unexpected. Buzzer beaters, upsets, last-second miracles, blue bloods being toppled. It's all going to happen, so bet the unexpected. Every upset every day with DraftKings Sportsbook. With live betting, exclusive content, promos, and parlays, DraftKings is the ultimate college basketball destination for March. First time, here's something special. New DraftKings customers can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Bet the unexpected with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TheFan971. That's code TheFan971 971. And new customers get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus, Ohio only. Eligibility restrictions apply. New customers only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
The brackets are out, and now it's time to win some cash. Enter the Fan and 10 TV Bracket Challenge for your chance to win $1,000.
Sponsored by Mountain Dew, Ohio bottled, Buckeye bold.
Compete against your favorite Fan and 10 TV personalities, and compete against the ones you hate, too. Registration closes at noon on Thursday, so don't wait till the final buzzer. Head to 971thefan.com for all the fun. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, millions of men experience ED, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. At HIMSS, our own board-certified urologist, Dr. Peter Stahl, knows this better than anyone, and he knows that HIMSS can help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS.
Through HIMSS.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs. Options at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% less than brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Federal Elite Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Feeling the chill? Call the experts at Logan Services now for hot deals on Train furnaces, including 0% APR for 60 months.
All right, little Buckeye Bulletin time. So we'll get the hoop stuff out of the way. You know what? I came in here today thinking, what are the positives of continuing to play in anything? And it's similar to what Coach Diebler said on the air today on the Coach's Show, which is competition. But I went to something different. I went to it's a chance for him to stay with his guys, to keep developing whoever is staying, just to keep that going. The problem you have is that's not realistic because they're not all staying together. And you don't know who's going to be retained and who's going to be gone. You have no idea. He says those conversations are happening. And I think you can justify it by saying, Maddie, that you put everything you did physically into this last run. You didn't make it. Mm-hmm. So why would guys who are banged up or not feeling great or kind of not mentally engaged anymore, what are we going to throw them out there to try to win a tournament that no one's ever heard of? Now, yes, would the competition be good? I guess it'd be okay, but it starts after portal season. The NIT, instead of the Crown, wasn't an option because they're the highest-ranked net team left in the Big Ten, so they had no choice there. It was a Crown or nothing. But when he was talking about retention convos, that was, to me, bearing the lead. The lead is exactly that. We really don't know
who's going to be back.
Yep. Yeah. Who we're going to afford, what we're going to attach to each guy, what we want to help the roster. This team, as you and I talked about for a long time this season, they could not guarantee themselves to be in games when they were not shooting the lights out. They didn't have an inside presence. They weren't fundamentally great on the boards. Their big men, in my opinion, let them down this year. Mm-hmm. I thought we were going to get much more with Stewart and Bradshaw in that combination. I just thought that was going to be a little more dynamic. The backcourt took a hit with Michi, and we saw some real sparks out of Devin and Micah, and there were sparks of athleticism. But fundamentally speaking, this team did not have anything to hang their hat on other than, in my opinion, can we go out and have a great shooting night? And if we do, the other team's in trouble. If we have a very average shooting night, we can't rely on anything else. We can't grind it out. We can't get to the line. Our big men can't get other guys in foul trouble. Yeah. Like, it just didn't have enough of each box.
No question. I completely agree with everything you said, man, because that's what makes good teams very good, right? Is having different options that you can go to up and down your roster. And, yeah, what you said about the bigs is a massive part of the equation and why this team turned out to be, you know, an average basketball team, record-wise, 17-15, 9 below average in the conference at 9-11. And you look at a guy like Bradshaw and the lack of impact I thought he made, especially in the rebounding category. Like, this is a guy that's a 7-footer, and when you took Akpar out of the equation, who had his flaws, but man, as far as a protector of the rim, defensive, offensive rebounds, that was something you knew that you would get from Felix Akpara. And so now he's a part of a team down in Knoxville that's been really good this year, and he did some similar things for them down there this year. On the flip side of that, Bradshaw gives you 6 points a night and less than 3 rebounds a night. Just wasn't going to cut it, right? And Stewart as well. So those guys got to get back in the lab and find a way to become much better players next year, because if they're in the mix, which I'm going to assume right now, you know, that's going to be the possibility. Who knows, right, in this world of college basketball that you mentioned, because these coaches do have the responsibility of retaining talent, re-recruiting your own guys. Yeah, that was a massive letdown for sure, what we didn't get from the bigs, because as advertised coming into this thing, I remember seeing some mock drafts in the NBA where some people were looking at Bradshaw's potential first-round pick, like that type of talent. And we didn't get any of that, unfortunately.
Yeah. Listen, this isn't about giving Jake a pass. This is about understanding the reality of the situation. First full year, lost a big part of his backcourt.
Yeah.
Yes, is it on him to develop those bigs and make sure they're part of everything? Of course. To not lay egg against Northwestern, yeah, that's on him. He knows that. But I just don't know if you can judge a guy's whole career by the first full season with everything that happened. Pressure will be on moving forward, and then we get to find out how much the university really wants to invest in the program. Because you can see that now.
We'll see. We shall see. Ross Bjork, he was on Morning Juice, a couple weeks ago or whenever that was, and he said that, you know, Jake's living up to what they want from him right now, and that's just for right now. Coach Diebler, he's taking ownership of this year. And
that was when he thought they were still going to be in the dance.
That's very true. That's very true. I guess I'd be surprised if we get a knee jerk the other way now, just because they didn't get in and they're talking about going somewhere else. But yeah, it's disappointing because now we're talking 3 years in a row for this program to where they're not in the tournament. I don't think anybody really out there, from the people that I talk to when it comes to Buckeye basketball, they're not expecting Elite Eights, Final Fours, and all that stuff. You know how hard that is when we get into the tournament? It's labeled madness for a reason, but the no showing up for the party or for the dance now 3 years in a row is a big deal in the wrong way. And so in conference, we've just seen the last few years, this team just does not handle business consistently. We could talk about the games out of conference early on in the year, and credit to them because those are good wins. But when it comes to dealing with the Big Ten, they just haven't done a good job of that. And then this year specifically, losing 5 of your last 7 when you got to have them is why you were right there on the bump. A month ago, people were projecting them as a 9 seed in the tournament. And now here we are, not even having an appearance from them because it fizzled out at the absolute worst time.
There was fear. I had fear that last year was such lightning in a bottle when they fired Holtman, and he had to take that thing, and the emotions were in there. Then I thought, you can't attach last year to this year, and that's exactly what happened. Ryan Day did talk about day one of spring, the evaluation of his QBs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm never happy coming out of the first day. So, and it's funny, I actually had a chance to go and visit some different schools with my son, and I didn't watch any practices. I just kind of took myself out of those situations and let my son do it. But after talking to the coaches, like after day 2 or day 3, I'm like, you feel like you're not going to win a game, right? Is that typically how it goes the first 2 or 3 days of practice? Like, thank God you told me that, because I just literally walked off the field thinking we will not win a game all season. So the first few days of spring practice are always brutal when it comes to that, especially with quarterbacks, because that's what I'm always watching. But no, it wasn't that bad. It was good. It was just mostly on air today. We just wanted to get guys moving. We didn't do a lot of what we call variable work where we're going against somebody else. It was mostly just, kind of get moving, just teach the young guys how to go, and then we'll get going on Wednesday on decision making. But they're all talented. The ball comes out of their hand well. They're all good athletes. So a lot to be determined.
Playoffs. Just hope we can win a game. They're 5 months away. He can be relaxed.
Let him marinate.
He's allowed to be relaxed.
No doubt. You know where else you can go to get relaxed, fellas, if you're not feeling well? It's the Columbus Men's Clinic, because they are the largest and most experienced men's health practice in Columbus, and they've been doing an amazing thing to make guys feel better all day, every day. It's all they specialize in, and they've gotten so much better over the years with higher success rates, better administrative and medical staff, more treatment, and more happy patients. Their ED and low T and weight loss treatments truly change lives, and their experience, guys, I'm telling you, it makes all of the difference. Call 614-300-7400. That's 614-300-7400, or go online to columbusmensclinic.com to book an appointment today. columbusmensclinic.com.
All right, free agency in full swing. Good moves, bad moves, so-so moves. But there will be some pretty big performance anxiety for some of these guys and getting paid what they are. We'll go over them next in the Deep Dive. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Buckeye games have been airing on WBNS since before you were born and before your parents were born and before Abraham Lincoln was born. Trust me. Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan.
I'm an old school Joe. I never lay juice I don't want to lay. I don't hate my money like that. I'd rather lay minus 108 than minus 110, wouldn't you? Prime Sports is Ohio's full-time reduced juice sports book. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Ready to hit the road in a new car? With Pathways, enjoy up to 90 days with no payments and low auto loan rates. Learn more at pathwayscu.com. Pathways Financial Credit Union, your true financial partner. Federally insured by NCUA.
Get Eco.
Hey, Aaron. Hey, Jerry. You know, as much as I enjoy being a professional inventor, a few of my dream inventions still elude me.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
Well, the bruiseless avocado.
Ooh.
The unlosable TV remote.
Could change the world.
And for you, Aaron, the uncloggable drain.
Get Eco.
Until you crack it, Jerry. You know our 93 or free drain clearing offer is the next best thing.
Okay. Explain yourself.
Get Eco.
Our drain team will clear your drain for just $93. If we can't clear it, it's free. And we guarantee it'll stay clear for at least a year, or we will clear it again for free.
Get Eco.
We'll even send our little robot camera down there to make sure you don't have a larger problem that could cause more trouble in the future.
Get Eco.
You think your guys could bring that robot over to my place and help me find that TV remote?
I think that's impossible even for us.
Get Eco.
Eco, plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Discover uncompromising quality at a reliable price with Giant Eagle and Market District. Find everyday savings and bargains on produce, meat, and more. Look for signs throughout the store highlighting long-term lower prices. With our weekly sales, deals for days promotions, and My Perks loyalty program, Giant Eagle helps make the most out of every shopping trip. Surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle and experience value like never before. Visit Giant Eagle and Market District today to see how easy it is to save.
Buying a home used to feel like a complete headache. Listings here, pre-approval there, financing somewhere else. Now, Rocket is giving every home one address. Rocket.com. A single seamless homeownership platform to help you find, buy, sell, finance, and refinance your home. Everything you need, all under one roof. Visit Rocket.com, the new home for all things homeownership. Rocket. Own the dream.
Welcome to AT&T. How can I help?
Hey, I thought I could trust my twins with my phone, but they outnumber me, man.
Oh, that's a lot of glitter paint. Let's trade
lives.
At AT&T, everyone can trade in an old or glittered iPhone, any year, any condition, and save on a new iPhone. Ask how to get iPhone 16 Pro on us. New and existing customers. Savings vary by device and trade-in combinations. Restrictions apply. See att.com for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Welcome
Welcome to Tire Discounters.
Thanks. I gotta warn you, I drive a hard bargain.
Okay.
So let's hear your first offer.
Well, how about, with any 4-tire purchase, we'll give you a free alignment.
Man, I'm good. All right, let's do it before you change your mind.
And we'll also give you a free oil change.
Ha! I can't believe I talked you into this deal. Sometimes I amaze even myself.
Don't tell accounting. But with any 4-tire purchase at Tire Discounters, you get a free alignment and a free full synthetic oil change. See store for details.
Something amazing is happening at work. Innovative tools are helping people do better work. That's because CDW configuration specialists are multiplying productivity with Microsoft Windows 11 Pro Surface devices. Built-in security, flexibility, and simplified management streamline tasks so your team can get more done. Microsoft and CDW make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/surface.
Evan Cohen here. Picking a place to build a life is a lot like selecting a draft pick. Make a decision that will set you up for long-term success. Pick Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, you'll find dynamic career opportunities, beautiful seasons, affordable living, and legendary weekends. From its high quality of life and great schools to its fine arts, culinary, and pro sports scenes, Wisconsin gives you so much to look forward to. That's why you should pick Wisconsin. Learn more about making Wisconsin your home. Visit pickwisconsin.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
And I'm Cole Bartemus. The NCAA tournament bracket was released last night. Ohio State was revealed to be one of the first 4 out as they did not make the field of 68. We also found out that the Buckeyes declined their invitation to Las Vegas for the chase for the crown at the end of the month. So the Ohio State basketball season has officially ended. As for the bracket, here are your 1 seeds beginning in the top left region and going clockwise. Auburn, Duke, Houston, and Florida. And if you're a Bengals fan who went to bed early last night, you woke up to an enormous news bomb. Cincinnati signed both Jamar Chase and T. Higgins to a 4-year extension simultaneously. Jamar will be making a little over $40 million a year, and T will be making a little over $28 million a year. That puts both of them at the highest paid wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2 in the league. This update is brought to you by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP, or you can check him out online at sleepbettercolumbus.com.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and I feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
All right, final hour of the program. StephenMeansCleveland.com will stop in at 2:30 for a little spring football talk, and we'll get after it with him. As you heard Cole B say in the update, the bracket is set, and I will give him some praise. In all the years we've been talking about brackets, and you're doing it on radio, you're not showing anybody a bracket. The fact that Cole Bartemus just said when he was doing the number 1 seeds, and he said, I'm going in clockwise formation, that was the greatest thing I believe I've ever heard in radio. I kind of overstated that. It was the greatest thing I've ever heard in an update at this station in all my years. No one would have thought to do that. I envision brackets that way because I want to know which semifinal, which is Duke. Would Duke meet Auburn in the Final Four? Would they only meet them in the final? Yeah. Would Houston meet Florida in that semi, or would they only meet in the final? The fact that he took you around the horn, Auburn, Duke, Houston, and Florida, which gave you the brackets, the envision, the theater of the mind. Yeah. Cole, well done. Yeah. You get the gold star of the day.
Yeah, it's good stuff out of Cole.
Very proud of you. That's very nice.
Indeed. He does a good job on those updates. I like that Cole every once in a while within his update will dunk on somebody. Like he doesn't mind coming off the top rope.
Dunked on me
somebody.
One time,
he did dunk on you. So, yeah, Cole's added a little flavor, a little sauce to his updates, and I'm here for it, man. Keep cooking, Cole.
All right. So, quick question.
Yeah.
When I fill out my bracket, I am the guy that decides let everybody else try to pull the rabbit out of the hat.
Playing it safe? No.
Let somebody else try to
predict the
pick the crazy upset. Because even if you do, how far then do you have them going? Now, your answer to that would be, well, that's no fun. You would be right. But I sprinkle in some upsets. It's going to be a 12. It's going to be a 5. Everybody knows that.
You know what the popular one is right now?
Michigan going down?
Yeah.
Because they just played their butts off for a week.
Well, and the fact that UC San Diego, who I believe they're playing, is really good on defense at taking the ball away. And Michigan led the Big Ten in turnovers. So that's just one I've seen so far.
I think the most popular one actually right now is the Colorado State Memphis one, because the Rams are actually favored right now.
Are they really? Okay. So, yeah, that 12-5 matchup, we always get, maybe one or two of those a year. That seemed to
get a little crazy. What about that Liberty Bibberty over Oregon?
Liberty shoots the ball pretty well, but I think Oregon's got too much size in the paint for them.
So this is the point where I looked at it last night, and I used to scan them much more than in the past. And now I've learned a different way to kind of navigate this stuff. Which is the best, which is the easiest bracket and all that. To me, it looks like the oddest part about the bracket is that the overall number 1 seed, again, did not get the best bracket. Duke did. Auburn didn't. At least I didn't see that. Duke's in a bracket with Bama. They're not healthy.
Cooper Flagg's mom said he's good.
He's a good for when.
Exactly. I don't even think he needs to play in the first game. I don't think they don't need him for that.
Maddie, when he was wheeled off in that wheelchair last week, I was telling you that he would have maybe 2 weeks off. Yeah, they could maybe get to the Sweet 16 without him. They have the easiest road, so that helps. This Houston team, they're as complete as anybody in the bracket, I think, and no one really knows that much about him. Auburn's road, Maddie, as an overall one, they got Michigan State, they got Michigan, which we know can play. They got A&M, who, by the way, beat them.
Before
they
that
may
point,
see Creighton in the second round. They can bomb threes.
Or a home game potentially against Louisville and Lexington.
That's right.
Yeah, that
the difference is that Auburn's, their age and their experience, them limping into this thing may be the best thing that ever happened. They can flip the switch. They're rested. They're stronger. They're more experienced. They got a lot of guys who've been with the team for a few years. I like Pearl. And then Florida, I think, has a really tough road.
But they got a squad.
They have a squad.
And
they
they're
get
coming
Maryland.
into this thing rolling.
I know St. John's is in the bottom of theirs.
How about that first round matchup, by the way, at the bottom of that bracket? Bill Self and Calipari going at it, and the winner's probably going to get Slick Rick Pitino. You talk about some heavyweight headliner marquee names. Yeah. I mean, Kansas, Arkansas, round 1. Bill Self, John Calipari. Winner gets Slick Rick. Like, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah. I love it. Listen, I'm not going to be bouncing a lot of 1 seeds early. I'm not, second, third round. I'll find some of these middies and ride them a little bit, like BYU and maybe Mizzou, maybe Creighton would be a nice upset there if you get them. They could easily, if they get a hot shooter. I like A&M. I like Iowa State to some degree. Sparty is always going to be there, I think. So. That's it. That's my philosophy.
Yeah, I like that you brought up Houston, though, because they've got a really good formula working right now. They really do. With how good they are on defense, like looking at some of their stuff, they held 9 teams this year to 50 or fewer points.
Great defense.
And they're top 5 in the country.
They shoot well.
Yeah, and 3-point percentage they're top 5.
Don't give out all the answers.
So that formula is really, really good, right? Where you can go into these games knowing that we can handcuff teams and we can shoot the lights out. Obviously, that's why they're a 1 seed. But of the 1 seeds and what they have cooking up, their formula is very, very attractive.
The toughest decision is how healthy is Cooper Flagg? How much will he make a difference?
Yeah.
And will you hold that against Duke? Or will you say they still have theoretically the easiest bracket and he'll just hop on a moving train and they'll be fine? That's the tough one. But, yeah, I feel like this is I know, listen, all the 1 seeds rarely ever make it, but, boy, they all look strong to me, man. They all look like machines.
CB, Iowa State's down one of their big guys, correct, coming out of the weekend?
Yeah, their leading scorer, which is actually funny, Keyshawn Gilbert, it was announced by TJ Otzelberger after the selection committee made their decisions that he's not going to play in this tournament.
Okay.
Still a 3 seed.
Yeah, still a 3 seed.
Yeah.
Very vulnerable, especially if, we talk about North Carolina probably not deserving to be in, but they have the path they could hope for.
No doubt.
Yeah, and that's all they have to do is win a little bit, and then all of a sudden that whole narrative goes away. That's what March is about.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was going to say I was impressed with Wisconsin this weekend.
And because I was in the Big Ten too. I'm going to stay in the Big Ten. Just credit to Izzo. Like this team, where they
to
are,
the Izzo.
a 2 seed right now.
The best coaching job he's done.
Coming into the season, they were unranked.
That's right.
Not really on anybody's radar, and he just shows why I'm a Hall of Famer. Like, this guy is absolutely incredible. We've always talked about his teams this time of year. You don't want to play Smarty, but the body of work that Michigan State put together this year and how they were thought of prior to the season just speaks to coaching. The guys buying in and all that stuff. But Tom Izzo is one of those one-of-one coaches in the sport, and he really showed why this year. Incredible.
It's because he makes Final Fours. That's what this sport's about.
Yeah.
He doesn't have all the he's got one title. He's always there.
Yep.
And his teams are always ready in March. Mm-hmm. He plays he seems to want to schedule tough early, to exploit his weaknesses early. He doesn't need to stack wins early because he's not afraid of not making it. And then he gets in and he makes runs, and now he's a 2 seed. So he probably should make the Final Four. But, yeah, it seems like every 4 to 5 years, and sometimes even more, look out. And I do think, and I think you're exactly right, I think it's the best coaching job he's done in a long time. This one. Now he's got to make sure he doesn't lay an egg.
Impressive.
With
Very
this team.
impressive.
Because they are good. Now, I did not think that they would bow out, and they lost to Wisconsin, right? That team limped into the Big Ten. Limped in. And look what they pulled off. Going UCLA, Michigan State, and then I thought they were going to win a real grindy game against Michigan. So, yeah, it's... By the way, we got that over-under wrong. Because you gave us...
That's right.
Pretty sure we did.
No.
Oh, no, we got it with Michigan.
You got it with Michigan.
We got it with Michigan. That's right.
Okay, good.
I thought we were toast on that.
Yeah.
And I believe you got it with the SEC, too, because Florida was the 2 seed.
They were the 2 seed. They took out
Probably
Tennessee.
the only 2 we got
yesterday.
right.
Speaking of the SEC, I can't quit Bama. I cannot quit Bama.
They're beat up.
CB. I know they are.
Grant Nelson, we don't know his status.
I know that's tough, but I just love their offense. I love Nate Oates in that system, but Nelson's a key part of that for sure. They're on that same side as Wisconsin, Arizona, and Duke on that side of the bracket. But yeah, if they get hot, man, they've shown the offensive ability to run you out of the gym.
I'll just say real quick: be careful with these teams that make runs in the Big Ten tournament. Play 4 games in 4 days, and then go out to altitude in Denver, like Wisconsin's going to.
Gassed.
BYU, if they see them in the second round, could give them trouble.
That's a good point, CB.
Absolutely. 100%. That's the whole bad thing. Are you really improving your seed enough to make it worth playing those games?
Yeah.
And that's why I would not be afraid of Auburn at all.
I bet you Michigan doesn't feel that way.
They should have got a better seed.
Yeah, they're a 5. Yeah, Purdue got a 4.
They won the Big Ten tournament, and what did they get for it? 5-12 game.
5.
Yeah.
What site are they at, CB? Where are they?
They are also in Denver.
In Denver, okay.
All right, we're going to come back with a pre-snap read, Maddie, and the pressure is on a certain few to live up to these contracts. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
The only workplace in America to participate in the doorknob fart game. And we also play office basketball and sometimes do radio. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever for a single line. Just $45 per month when you bring your phone, which is less than you spend on Too Tired to Cook takeout every week. Get 1 line on Unlimited Welcome for $45 per month with AutoPay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Columbus Verizon store by April 2nd to save. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on Unlimited Welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply. March is on at Lindsay Honda.
Shoot your shot and save.
It's madness. You get to choose your finance rate on over 600 new Lindsay Hondas. 0%, 1.9, 2.9, and up to a full 60 months long. And no trade-in required. This deal works with 0 down. March is on at Lindsay Honda. Save with rates as low as 0% at lindsayhonda.com.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference.
See lindsayhonda.com for details.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting 6-5. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Buying a home used to feel like a complete headache. Listings here, pre-approval there, financing somewhere else. Now, Rocket is giving every home one address. Rocket.com. A single seamless homeownership platform to help you find, buy, sell, finance, and refinance your home. Everything you need, all under one roof. Visit Rocket.com, the new home for all things homeownership. Rocket. Own the dream.
Welcome to AT&T. How can I help?
Hey, I thought I could trust my twins with my phone, but they outnumber me, man.
Whoa, that's a lot of glitter paint. Let's trade
lives.
At AT&T, everyone can trade in an old or glittered iPhone, any year, any condition, and save on a new iPhone. Ask how to get iPhone 16 Pro on us. New and existing customers. Savings vary by device and trade-in combinations. Restrictions apply. See att.com for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
The Jackets are fighting for a playoff spot, and they need your help. Send your supportive love waves through the radio by listening to Jackets coverage here on The Fan. If they lose, it's your fault. No pressure. The Fan.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers.
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Looking at a nice sunny day today across the Buckeye State. Temperatures will be warming up to around 49 today. Definitely on the chilly side. Clear tonight with a low around 36. Sunny and warmer tomorrow. Feeling more like spring with a high of 68. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecasts on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Leads.
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF. Or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, Ice, little Bet365 time.
Let's get into it because at Bet365, folks, we don't do ordinary. They've launched a great new sign-up offer. All you got to do is bet $5 and you get $150 in bonus bets, whether your bet wins or loses. Customers will receive bonus bets after signing up. What are you looking at over there, big dog?
Well, we're going to be in the building tonight, so I may as well bet first goal and throw a little more money away. I gave you, the Russian line is getting back together tonight for the Jackets. It's going to be tough to know whether they can score first against this Devils team with Hischier and Timo Meier, but I'll give you a couple of value plays. The value play would get Chinnikov a goal tonight. Mm-hmm. And if it's the first goal, then it's 25-1. I do like a couple on the Devils as well. I would say Stefan Nason at 18-1 would be the play. So I'll play those two, Nason and Chinnikov, just value plays. If you wanted to sprinkle a little more in there, you'd probably go Marchie at 14-1 and Jesper Bratt at 14-1.
For first goals of the game?
For first goal, yeah.
I like it. I'm going to go a little conservative here, play it safe with Marchenko and an anytime goal AR at plus 225. Okay. I like that you're going out there and risking it a little bit, but I'm going to go Marchenko anytime goal plus 225. Also, I want to throw this out there because we got baseball games that count bright and early over in Tokyo because you get the Dodgers and the Cubs in the Tokyo series. That game, first pitch of that one's going to be 6:10 a.m. our time. And to me, AR, there's no way that Shohei Ohtani is not hitting a dinger tomorrow. So you know I love throwing these out there. We're back,
What's
folks.
that worth?
Plus 220.
Okay.
Anytime dinger for Shohei Ohtani. That place is going to be going nuts for anything that he does. He's going to put on a show, and I think he's going to hit a dinger. So I'm going plus 220, Shohei Ohtani, best player in the world.
You drafted this weekend.
I did.
I drafted this weekend.
Yeah.
J-Lou drafted this weekend.
Shout out to the Vandy boy. What's he up to? He doing all right?
He was my assistant GM on the bullpen phone while he was at the driving range.
That's amazing. It's incredible.
What? All right, where were you picking?
7th.
You're picking 7th. You either made a slight reach for Tatis.
Nope.
Or you took J-Ram or Juan Soto.
I sat there and let the one and only Jose Ramirez fall right to me, baby.
Right.
So I'm rocking with J-Ram as my first pick.
At 7.
Yeah.
Great value.
7. Yeah, had
Great
to get him
value.
there.
I was picking 3, which was great, was fine. I wanted to be 2, but I'm always usually way down. So
obviously you didn't get Shohei.
Of course not.
Did you get one of the New York boppers, Juan or Judge? Aaron Judge or Juan Soto?
I passed. I could have had either one.
When you passed?
I did.
Interesting. Who'd you take then?
I mean, I wanted Bobby Witt, but obviously he's gone.
Yeah.
I passed on Judge, and I passed on J-Ram, and I took your boy and my boy.
Ellie? Oh, I love
Ellie.
that.
Yeah,
I got Ellie on the
Ellie.
squad, too.
I know. Stolen bases, CB. I took him. I know. Strikeout rate of about 30%.
Hey, we've been working. We've been working. He's cutting down on it, he said. But real quick, let me let you know that whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the Bet365 app today. 21 plus only. Must be present in Ohio. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. Offer subject to meeting qualifying criteria.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
The reason also I did it?
Because he's great.
Because of the top-end shortstop talent.